My name is Brock, and this is the Dungeon Master's Toolkit podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of Dungeon Master's Toolkit. We had a design competition, so this was design competition number 3. It was sponsored by Game Master Engine, and I have 2 Game Master Engine Steam keys to give away. And let's talk about the submissions. I read a few of the submissions on one of the previous episodes during the design competition. I think we will do the second place one first. So this one was by Cole Wilkinson, and this is the Lava Maw. So this was a creature that got put together in the Emberdeep document. There was Lava Maw beasts as part of the kind of geography of the area. And so this actually details what a lava maw is, and it actually has a little stat block for along the ley line. I'm not familiar with the game specifically, but it's a very simple little stat block, and you could convert it easily to basically anything else. So I'm going to read this one, and then this is probably the only one I'll read on this episode. I won't read the other ones because I've covered a couple of them already, and then you'll see why I'm not going to read the winner of this one. So, lava maw, anatomy and physiology. Lava maws are covered in thick yellow-orange mucus that protects them from the high temperatures of the deep underground. Just beneath the mucus is a series of armor plates that serve 2 functions. The plates provide protection during combat and aid in camouflaging the lava maw. Lava maws can make themselves glow and will often create bright flashes to temporarily blind their opponents. There's also a cute little drawing of the lava maw beast at the very top of this little document. Behavior and psychology. Little is known about the psychology of lava maws. They live deep in the underground and are rumored to pick off wandering dwarves. Many miners claim lava maws are just old wives' tales, meant to scare little dwarves into staying out of deep tunnel shafts, or maybe that's what they tell themselves to find strength to dig with such monsters lurking about. Serious reports claim packs of up to 20 roam through the earth, eating their way deeper. Some say they eat the rocks themselves. Items and monster craft. Maw mucus. The mucus of the lava maw has been suggested as a protective salve. If one smears it over themselves, they gain protection from fire. And lava scale armor. The armor plates have the potential for being used in scale armor. However, several lava maws would need to be slain to obtain enough usable scales for a medium-sized creature. So that's kind of the one-page introductory description. And then we've got some stats here. So we've got the lava maw, challenge level 4, size medium, 50 HP, vulnerabilities to water, and resistance to fire, piercing, and slashing. Defenses, it looks like this is a dice pool game, so it's like a D4, a D6, and a D8. That's what it has for blocking. It only has a D4 for dodging, and then a D4 and a D6 for warding, which I assume is like a magical type defense. Saving throws, it has 6 for body, 4 for mind, 8 for spirit, and 6 for death. If I had to guess purely going off of these numbers, I'm guessing that whatever your rating is, you probably roll like a D8 or a D6 or whatever your highest rating is, and then those numbers are related to what you have to, maybe your target numbers? I'm not sure. A couple of actions. Has a claw attack, which is 2d6 slashing. And if on a critical, bits of the claw break off in the wound, and you cannot heal until you make a successful medicine check to remove the debris. And bite, d12 piercing. On a critical, the lava maw clenches you in its jaw. You are grappled. While grappled this way, you are vulnerable to piercing and slashing damage. Abilities, glow. The lava maw can create dim to bright light around it. The light has yellow and yellow-orange tint. and Earth Eater. Lava moths can dig through the earth. They create a tunnel wide enough for a medium creature to crawl through. While lava moths are digging, their movement is halved. So very simple burrow speed there. And then the last two sections we have loot and reactions. I'll cover the reaction first. Flash. The lava maw creates a bright flash of light. Everyone who sees it must do a mind save or become blind for 1d4 rounds. So very simple mechanics. I'm interested in learning more about this and the mechanics therein. And then finally we have loot. So this is a d6 table. So on a 1, you get maw mucus, enough to cover a small creature. On a 2, same thing, but it's enough to cover a medium creature. On a 3, you get 1d12 lava maw plates. On a 4, you get 3d12 plates. And then a 5 is an amethyst, and 6 is a ruby. So they have some decent loot on them, especially if you're going for the crafting side of things. So this is our second place winner. I love the thought that went into it and just creating an entire stat block. And the little drawing and everything is wonderful. So that is our first winner. And our second winner is 4. And this is Emberdeep Mines Embers of Hope. It is a 20-page adventure that was written. So I'll read you the sections and you'll be able to get the download of this. This is on GM Binder, so it's just a link. There's chapter 1 is the world, so you've got Emberdeep Mines, the Ironclad Mountains, and then there's the town of Molten Heart, Magma Chambers, Fort Deeplight, and a couple other locations. Wardens of Stone, we've got Flame Elementals, Magma Maulers, Outsiders, and the Stone Warden Dwarves. So these are kind of the inhabitants of Emberdeep. There's character creation options. And then chapter 2 is Embers of Hope. This is the actual adventure, so there's an adventure summary, which I will get into in a minute. The background, adventure hook, and then there's part 1, part 2, and part 3, which has a couple of encounters. And then in the appendix, you've got monsters, you've got stats for a handful of things, and some non-player characters. And I think there's a section for pre-made characters at the end. Those have not been added yet, but there is a good amount of stuff here, all with D&D 5th edition stat blocks at the end. So let's go ahead and look at the adventure summary. So there's a good amount of detail of the Emberdeep Mines and of each of the locations. There looks to be about 3 full pages of information. There's a small little bit of character creation options, and then introduction to the adventure, Embers of Hope. This adventure begins in the small frontier town of Molten Heart before moving into the caves and tunnels filled with molten magma and finally heading to Fort Deeplight at the front line of a conflict between Stone Warden Dwarves and Flame Elementals. Adventure summary. The story of the Embers of Hope follows a small set of characters that have come to the frontier town of Molten Heart in order to assist in whatever way they can against the invasion of the Flame Elementals. Whether brought here by a sense of honor or hatred for the Flame Elementals, or simply to receive rewards for contributions in the conflict, the characters will have to work together, rapidly making critical decisions and overcoming the threats facing them. And then so there's some information on here. So background. Millennia ago, the ancestors of the Stone Warden Dwarves dug into the depths of a volcano, braving the heat and pressure being deep within the ground. These dwarves dug deeper than any other dwarves dared to go. What pushed them so far is uncertain. However, it is known that when they reached the bottom of the volcano, they found something. The results of this mining expedition resulted in the group settling in the hollowed-out caverns and empty magma chambers of the volcano. The exploration party leaders serving as the first rulers of the now Stone Warden Dwarves. For the next several thousand years, the Stone Warden Dwarves remained reclusive and rarely left the mountain range they called home. Some Stone Wardens go their whole lives without even seeing sunlight. these dwarves developed a rich culture of hospitality and celebration, believing that festivities keep hopes alive whenever they've dimmed before. In recent years, the flame elementals and magma maulers that have been ever present in the depths seem to have become more agitated, and a recently fierce conflict has broken out between the flame elementals and the stone warden dwarves. This is a very much reminds me of Lost Mines of Phandelver, but with kind of an Emberdeep Mines twist. And instead of kind of that storyline, you've got this whole conflict with flame elementals. So this actually would probably be a decent little starting session, not session, story arc for somebody to follow. There's risks and dangers. There's gas leaks that are described here. There's a magma river, stalagmites and stalactite rooms, and a bunch of just different little bits. It seems very well thought out. It's laid out kind of like I would expect a module to be laid out. So I have to say, this just the amount of dedication that went into just creating this whole thing and getting a full 20 pages of a document out is really cool, and that's why this one has taken first place. And I might have to steal some of the ideas in here for my own players who are currently have just arrived to Emberdeep Mines. So with that, those are our two winners. So you can expect I will be contacting you guys directly to get your Steam keys to you. And everybody else can head over to the Discord, or I'll throw a link in the show notes that has all of the links for the entries for this design contest, so you can go ahead and read through all of those at your leisure. And I hope you guys all enjoyed this design contest. It was a lot of fun. It was great to have a sponsor for everything. So big thank you to Game Master Engine for sponsoring this design competition, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.